Actually thought I was going to do a stream with no mic. You're wrong. Hello, Evil Production Socks 6625. Yeah, this is day 18 and I just came back from a mining trip. So, yeah.
These things suck, I don't even care about them. They've been okay to us. And there we go. Let me say it again, Let me say it again, actually. These things suck. Okay. Okay. These things suck. Okay, it didn't work. It didn't work that time. These things suck.
I am already getting a replacement pickaxe with a pickaxe. It's okay, the axe. I'm gonna need a replacement axe as well. Good, and I found all that iron. Now, what am I gonna do with all this copper which I have? I almost have it stuck on a half of copper, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oi! You guys are allowed to be here. I know Wandering Trader. You sell bad stuff again! Yay, more saddles! You food! Shut up, no you're not. Ah yes, you die now. I'm gonna use that on bricks, probably, I don't know. I need a study. Oh yeah, by the way, if you don't want to move from the last episode, we have like that much wood. So I'm thinking of expanding my house a bit. Because if I expand my house a bit, yeah, only a bit to like, nah. Mate, we have more than half a stack of
World War II would top this figure with between 70 and 85
smashing that with the doodle bops on. Pressing and pressing. Big red boat, tasty fruit. Do watch TV show, nights, camera action, wiggles. Everybody, let's go, 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 go. Nights, camera action, wiggles. Do what? Nights, camera action. Everybody, let's go. Nights, camera. Right, so yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, I was doing this. So guys, I should be getting more people now that I posted the link on the Discord. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Why did it have to rain today? Why not tomorrow? With a doodle bops, with a doodle bops, with a doodle bops, oh yeah. We're pressing and passing and doing it all way yet. With a doodle bops, with a doodle bops, with a doodle bops, oh. Well, I'm gonna go back to landscaping this area, guys, because I have nothing to do. Oh, how could I forget that? Never. Oh, also guys, I think my order got dispatched today. Mate, my hunger can't even go down. There goes TF might be dead. TF might be dead. What happened? What happened? Please tell me, I need to know what happened. Did he get in a car crash or something? Did he get in a car crash? I think he might have got in a car crash or something. Well, that's sad. Or did he do a Greg? He ran it on a Greg, to be honest with you. Don't know yet. Oh. I need to see that Wikipedia. Oh, strange. I'm also on that Wikipedia. Oh no, Jeff might be dead, guys. No, Noki. I don't know that. Oh, you don't know that. So I'm gonna look at that coordinator now. We're about to enter day 19 of these 100 days. Right, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna terraform this land, keep the trees on because I don't want any disgusting birds. So yeah.
Now, it may interest you to know that Billy has memorized all 809.
Although perhaps after the war, bodies would be exhumed and then given proper burial. Things improved during World War II somewhat, and more emphasis was placed on proper burials when possible for both enemy and friendly dead. The responsibility still lay with individuals, military graves officers whose specific job was burying the dead. The Germans dictated that mass graves were the preferred option for burial, and that these graves
Oh, by the way, Doodle Bops. I'm starting to like them now. Well, I've always liked them, but yeah. Still, where was I? Oh yeah, my CEX order got dispatched. Minecraft has got Sonic now. Yeah, I've noticed that. I have noticed that. Not gonna lie.
The Americans, though, had a unit known as the Quartermaster Graves Registration Service, or GRS, who was tasked with the proper burial of American dead. And the incredible lengths
Do 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 ba do ba do 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 ba do ba do 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 with a doodle bops, with a doodle bops, with a doodle bops, oh yeah. Crossing and doing it over day, yeah. With a doodle bops. Big red boat, stay afloat. Walk to watch TV show. Big red boat, stay afloat. So everybody, let's go. Captain Feathersword joined us, so you have to pilot with that and so let's get together with everyone and go, go, go. This camera action, where goes? Welcome to our TV show. Night. I got the colors and trends to you already know. Yeah. No, I got mine from Tesco. I got it. Wow. Where about did you get it? And what shop did you get it from? I'm new to this whole American thing. Or did you get it online? You might have got it online actually.
If the body was in really bad shape though, a special fluid could be injected into the fingers to allow them
Asda in Bolton. Ah! I got mine in Tesco at Tesco. One more. Tesco.
Before the first
Tesco
letter
was
of
it?
the last name and the last 14
I forgot, but it was definitely a Tesco I got it from.
Speaking of personal effects prevailed, the men of the GRS
I don't know what I'm gonna do with Dandy Nines and these other vowels, so I'm just gonna flip them over here.
photos were all shipped to the Quartermaster's Depot in Kansas City, Missouri. And there, they would be cleaned and sent
And now I can focus on my farm.
items and things that could be embarrassing to the family were destroyed on the battlefield, while perishable items such as rations, chewing gum, and cigarettes were distributed amongst the troops. Weapons and ammunition were also
Now where was I?
given to soldiers in need.
Oh yeah, the dirt. I feel like I don't have enough dirt.
But that doesn't mean that they operated safely behind friendly lines. In fact, GRS soldiers were amongst the first to land in France during the D-Day invasion, with some of them aboard the gliders that delivered airborne infantry troops behind enemy lines. Their task was grim but necessary, as they were to seek the burial of expected losses amongst the first Allied forces to land in
Oh yeah, I'm going to Ninja Warrior today, guys. I'm going at 5 p.m. That's like 5. Not 4, not 3, not 2. This is in like 5 minutes time here in the UK. 5. That's 5 p.m. British Standard Time.
place, and the men brought bodies into heated morgue tents in order to defrost the bodies enough to allow the recovery of personal effects and to prepare for proper burials. When the offensive crossed into Germany, the Allied casualties were shipped hundreds of miles back to be buried in France, the Netherlands, or Belgium, with the GRS men believing that no family back home would want their dead son to be buried in Germany. At the end of World War II, when
Wow,
everyone else
that's
got to go home,
the
the
time.
soldiers stayed behind.
Oh, go get your dinner then.
Dug graves that
I'm not stopping you from getting your dinner. Unless you've already had it. I've already had mine. I had a cheese and ham bomb. Or something along the lines of bombs. Definitely had a bomb.
soldiers were spread out across innumerable jungle islands. The GRS nonetheless diligently scoured both
Also, I've been building more in these 100 days. Because I finally built a house. I used to always live in villager houses and just add beds and things. But now I'm actually building. Plus, I'm doing chores and things.
buried their loved ones in home burial plots inside the U.S.
Yeet.
The recovery of the dead after a major battle is a gruesome yet necessary affair. The existence of units like the Great
I'm thinking of moving my farm to here, to be totally honest. That, I am moving my farm to here.
soldiers, however, speaks to its strange
Hey, it's Captain Baby Rock. Bomb, 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 bomb. Hey, it's the Captain's Baby Rock. Go, 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 go. Knights, camera action. Welcome to our TV show. Knights, camera action. Everybody, let's go.
Would you rather have been an infantry soldier or a Graves registration
I could also save on water if I build it over here, because then I could just do this. The dancing and doing it on my way. Okay, that was actually perfect timing. Ed with a doodle but 20, I have like a
smoke cleared in the
no, I have another iron, guys. I have 3. This is a lot of iron to me.
Imagine how it would feel to hit the jackpot at one point in your life, but to not even realize it until years later. To be involved in the early stages of a startup that would go on to become a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, but then walk away practically penniless before it had even gained momentum. It would probably be similar to that feeling you get when you put off buying a plane ticket, then check the airline website a few weeks later to find the price has doubled. If you want to feel better about yourself for all the times you wasted or lost money, then keep watching. Your slip-ups will only become close to these ridiculously expensive historic mistakes. I bet you $10,000. Let's start off modestly. And by modest, I mean a mistake that cost less than $100 million. That's how expensive we're talking for the rest of this video. In 2014, a French train company ordered 2,000 new trains for its cross-country railways. The manufacturer proceeded to design, make, and ship out these trains, only for the French officials to have a horrible realization. The trains they'd ordered were too wide to actually fit on the rails. How could this have happened? Turns out those officials failed to measure all the stations. Some of the rails fit the train perfectly, but others were 50 years older and much thinner. Amazingly, everyone had forgotten that there were railways of different sizes. The good news is that they didn't need to throw away the trains. But the bad news is that the only way to solve the problem was to widen all the older, thinner rails to make them the right size for the trains. There were over 1,000 stations to change, making the total cost $68.4 million. That's on top of the $28.5 billion it cost to make the trains in the first place. But if you thought that was bad, wait until you heard about the other guy who had single-handedly lost more than $100 million. Investing in Bitcoin at its low and selling during the peak is an investor's dream. But the only people crazy enough to buy Bitcoin in its early days were a few technology aficionados with a passion for cybersecurity. One of them was the British IT worker James Howells. Can you see where I'm going with this? Howells mined a whopping 7,500 Bitcoins back in 2013. Do you know how much a single Bitcoin is worth now? Yeah. Unfortunately, James got careless, and one day he decided he wanted a new computer, so he broke his old laptop apart so he could sell them individually. Although he had the foresight to keep the hard drives in case the Bitcoins did gain value one day. Let's face it, keeping a hard drive worth millions lying around in your house is a disaster waiting to happen. One day, the man was cleaning his house when he accidentally placed the hard drive in the trash can. The trash ended up in the landfill site, and James didn't even notice until years later. Bitcoin eventually hit its peak, leaving James's collection to be worth a whopping $127 million in fiat. Except there was absolutely no way of accessing it. Naturally, James did everything he could try to retrieve his Bitcoins, turning up at the landfill and begging his local council to let him search for the hard drive himself, but it was no luck. The officials deemed searching through a landfill a safety risk due to the potential of toxic gases and fire. Alas, James was forced to soldier on, knowing he made one of the most expensive mistakes ever. Poor guy. You could say that investing in Bitcoin in the early days is just like winning the lottery, and losing the coins is like throwing away your winning ticket. But what about actually winning the lottery and losing it? Yeah, that's happened too. Some more careless Brits bought a few lottery tickets, one of which went on to be the winner. Imagine the joy, the excitement. Your mind racing as you thought about how you spend the money. But unfortunately, this pair made a fatal error. They also had a few losing tickets, so to avoid confusion, the husband tried to throw away the losing tickets, but you guessed it, he ended up throwing away the winning ticket and surface. As the orbiter left the Earth.
Okay, so we're about to enter day 20, and I've just made a bigger farm.
Measurement on the machine. The team had used English units of measurement instead of the metric system more commonly used for that time.
Let me go first. My little fish will soon evolve into a 20-grade rubber chicken.
What is this? I'm about to unlock Hit the Loot Hit at level 40.
Wow.
What? Are you all playing the Fish Go?
This is the Fish Go. It starts as a little red fish.
Imagine
And now, awesome VSS channel, I've just built this monster of a farm.
that are considered national treasures.
And now I'm moving the old farm.
The bus and rushing toward the place where you work. Some of those guys are half-baked from the afternoon drinking, and time after time you have to tell people, don't touch. That's not a boy. Get down from that. For God's sake, be careful. Half the time they don't understand you because they don't speak your language. Thankfully, no one on your watch has ever destroyed anything, but you are well aware that tourists have been walking disasters in other countries. We'll look at some of those things today, starting at the least expensive things damaged and then moving on to the most expensive things. To start, Italy has had lots of problems of late with tourists doing very silly things, but we think the Idiots Abroad award goes to a couple from California. In 2015, it was reported that they visited Rome's Colosseum, but they weren't happy just looking at things. The couple decided to carve their initials into a wall of the Colosseum and then pose with those initials for a selfie. Okay, so we can't put a price on this one, but we can say the act cost the reputation of Americans quite a lot. What's more, when the two women were asked if they didn't think that carving an initial into something over 2,000 years old was bad, they said they didn't think it was such a big deal. It was, and they were both charged with aggravated damage to a building of historical and artistic interest. For the rest of you out there, when you one day finally go visit that ancient place, you might also get to see a J and an N. Possibly the oldest artifact damaged by a tourist was something inside the Luxor Temple that dates back 3,500 years. A 15-year-old Chinese kid had seen the ancient image of a man holding a spear and decided that he too wanted to go down in history. He scribbled on the image in large letters, Ding Jin Hao was here. That's the English translation. Another Another Chinese tourist saw this, but it was too late to stop the kid. He later wrote on a Chinese social network, "The saddest moment in Egypt. I'm so embarrassed that I want to hide myself. I said to the Egyptian tour guide to come to himself." The parents of the boy issued a statement saying, "We want to apologize to the Egyptian people and to the people who have paid attention to this case across China. The kid was a national disgrace, and he became one person in a long line of Chinese people accused of behaving badly when abroad. It seems the damage could be undone, so again, it is not that possible." This next one was reported by Newsweek in 2019, and while we can't really put a price on the damage, we can say the act was pretty much as dumb as you can get. It involved a photo that turned up on Instagram which showed a couple standing in front of a sandstone formation in Illinois. The formation is over 400 million years old, and it was reported that the place was an important meeting site for Native Americans for around 8,000 years. In the photo, a couple has scribbled their initials on the formation, which is next to a love heart. We expect that this vandalism could be cleaned up for a minimal cost. NBC News wrote about this next one in 2013. An American tourist in Italy has generated shock and outrage by snapping the finger off a 600-year-old statue at a museum in Florence. The news reports that a 55-year-old American man had seen a statue of the Virgin Mary. This was made by 15th century sculptor Giovanni D'Ambrosio, and it's considered a priceless work of...
Oh yeah, guys, have you seen the new farm yet? Yeah, I know. I only did it like a few minutes ago. Or in Minecraft, almost a day ago, or half a day ago.
The sculpture ended up losing a limb. The good news is that this was only a copy of a well-known ancient Greek sculpture, but the bad news is that it was an expensive and remarkable copy that dates back to the 19th century. Christie's estimated the value of an object like this one to be just $7,000 to $10,000. Looking at the damage, we would think it could have been fixed, although it would have taken some time and expertise. Next, we have one way to get rid of a king. In 2016, a man was in Lisbon, Portugal, and he thought it'd be a good idea to climb onto a pedestal to get a photo with a statue of the former king, Don Sebastian. He did just that, and the king came crashing down. It was smashed to pieces. The guy tried to escape, but he was apprehended. The media didn't state what fixing the statue would cost, but seeing that it was smashed to pieces, we could say it will never be the same again. This next one is another act of senseless violence, and this time committed by a man touring his own country. It happened in a cave in southwest China in 2017, and the act was caught on video. A young guy could be seen taking 3 kicks at his stalagmite. On the 3rd kick, the thing snaps. He then just walks away, so he wasn't even trying to steal it. There might not be a price you can put on this, but it appalled some people in China. They said that these things can take many thousands of years to get to that point, maybe even hundreds of thousands. Then some guy just decides to take his anger out on one. Some of the Chinese public said he needs to be arrested and banned from ever entering a national attraction again. From what we can see, he was never arrested. In this case, the stalagmite was appraised so that man could be charged and they could pay some compensation, but the media doesn't state what value they put on the object. Then there's the case of a British man who was visiting a museum in 2006 and had a bit of a comedy moment, as well as an expensive one. The Guardian explained that his shoelace was undone and that tripped him up, but there was nothing for him to grab a hold of. He was actually coming down some stairs. It seems that he just went flying and he ended up hitting 3 Chinese Qing Dynasty vases worth around $120,000. He explained to the Guardian, "Although I knew the vase would break, I didn't imagine it would be loose and crash into the other 2. I'm sure I only hit the first one, and that must have flown across the windowsill and hit the next one, which then hit the other like a set of dominoes." He actually got banned from the museum, which seems a bit harsh considering a rogue shoelace was to blame. The guy admitted that what had taken place could have been right out of some old British slapstick comedy movie, not to be undone by the Brits. This is the story of an Australian man named Laszlo Koch, who was likely suffering from mental illness when in 1972 he went to the St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City and attacked Michelangelo's Pieta statue with a hammer. He hit the thing 15 times while shouting, "I am Jesus Christ, risen from the dead." The man was 33 at the time, which is the age that Jesus is thought to have died. He wasn't charged with a crime, and instead spent a bit of time talking about resurrection to Italian psychiatrists. One guy wrote that he knew Laszlo, and he said besides the fact that he read his Bible more than most people read Bibles, he seemed totally fine. The guy wrote, "At the time, we were roommates. He didn't strike me as a Jesus Christ impersonator, and he never talked to me of such things. We spent most of our days drinking coffee, going to parties at night, and drinking beer and wine, and Laszlo often played his guitar." Others wrote that once he returned to Australia, he led a very quiet life. life. The good news about this act of vandalism is that when restorers were trying to put the statue back together, they discovered a secret signature written by Michelangelo. We don't know the cost of fixing the damage, but it took a lot of people with a lot of skill, a lot of time. The New York Times wrote that the statue was insured in 1964 for $10 million, which in today's money is about $81 million. The New York Times wrote in 2017 that perhaps one woman could claim a place in the Selfie Hall of Infamy after destroying part of an art installation in Los Angeles. We've seen the video online. This woman is trying to take a selfie at the side of a lot of columns. On each column lies a crown, which is part of the artwork. She leans back against one column, which is first in a long row of columns. You can guess what happens next. She knocks over that column, but then the rest of them all fall like dominoes. The British artist was contacted by the Times, and he said it was not staged, like some people had said it was. It looks so funny a person might think it was staged. He said crowns are fragile things. They're symbols of power. Perhaps it's ironic and meaningful that they fell. It's thought that the woman caused around $200,000 worth of damage. Then we found this headline from 2015. Selfie taker smashes priceless historic Italian statue of Hercules. Yep, priceless and destroyed by someone who was looking for likes on social media. We should note that when people say priceless, they mean a value.
Sauce. Yeah. Haha, yes. Sauce. Wait, haha, yes. Sauce. I'm going to Ninja Warrior today. 5.
We don't know where the tourist came from, but we read that the statue.
Oh yeah. You guys see my new farm? You guys see my new farm? I built it today.
Cremona. The tourist climbed on top of it and it fell. The entire thing smashed to pieces. That statue had been around since 1700, but it was no match for a selfie taker. The BBC reported in 2014 that tourists had tied so many locks to the Pont des Arts in Paris that part of the bridge had collapsed. If you didn't know, tourists might do that in the name of romance, but over 1 million locks weighs a lot, and part of the bridge just came down. So this one was a combined effort by people from all over the world.
Ah, that's why the tree's not falling.
It cost over $600,000
There was another block of wood. No, there might be another one.
This is the story of another person that tripped and caused a lot of damage.
But I'm just gonna give that until I like expand a bit more.
It involved a boy who'd gone to visit an exhibition of Italian masterpieces in Taiwan. The 12-year-old kid, who was a little on the heavy side, was not thinking where he was going. He was walking along, and it seemed he was listening to the group leader, only he didn't notice the table. When he hit the table, he fell forward, and then he stuck out one hand. The funny thing is, if you watch the video, he kind of gets up and looks around to see if anyone had seen what he'd done. That hand went into a painting. It was called Flowers, and it was painted by an Italian master called Paolo Porpora. According to reports, this one was very special because it was the only one he signed. It was worth over $1.5 million. The painting was insured, but the museum said the damage was so bad it might not be possible to restore it. That's $1.5 million for not paying attention. European football hooligans have over the years marched into cities and made a mess. They've destroyed cafes, bars, stores, and at the same time left a lot of blood on the streets. You could say that these guys are not tourists, but along with their game of soccer, they enjoy some beers and foreign food. One of the worst things they've done
Oh my God,
in
look.
2017 when 7,000 Dutch fans arrived for a game in Rome.
So this is pretty much day 21 we're heading into when I go to sleep.
They picked up one of the city's most famous fountains. This is the Fontana
This is no longer an island.
and it was built in 1627. They even urinated on the thing after they smashed parts of it. The fountain needed a lot of restoration after that, and the cost of all this was over $3 million. 23 Dutch fans were arrested. The game ended 1-1. And finally, in 2012, one man did something which shocked not just the art world, but the world in general. He punched a hole right through a painting considered a masterpiece. The man's name was Andrew Shannon, and the painting he decided to take a swap bad was Claude Monet's Argenteuil Basin with a single sailboat. This painting had a value of around $10 million. Okay, so the guy might not have considered himself a tourist since the painting was in an Irish gallery and he was...
This is Billy. Now, it may interest you to know that Billy has memorized all 893 Pokemon, has an 11,315 Reddit card, and knows all the best places to stand in Animal Crossing. Now I know what you're thinking. Could this little so-and-so get any cooler? Well, yes, as it happens. Billy can also name all the planets in the solar system and hold his own in a conversation about the Colossus.
You were on a school trip to a museum, and to be honest, not taking the tour all that seriously, laughing at how stern the curator guy is when describing the magnificence of centuries-old European paintings. At one point, the curator tells your group that you're now looking at one of the most remarkable and most expensive paintings that exists in the world today. So, naturally, as your group moves on, you decide to take a selfie with it. This doesn't end well, because as you turn to take that shot, you trip, fall backwards, and stick your free hand right through that multi-million-dollar piece of art. Oops, you say, wondering how you'll get this $68 million to pay for. This kind of thing has actually happened, and today you'll hear more about the dumb and clumsy destroying things. Number 10, Kate Grass. It's not always about money. Some things that get destroyed are more beautiful than costly. As this
Hey guys, so yeah, I'm still going to Ninja Warrior. So yeah.
Tourists in 2012 were on vacation in Australia, and they decided that they'd visit SeaWorld. As anyone in their right mind would do, the pair thought it best to drink an entire large bottle of vodka each before they went to see the marine life. We don't really know what happened next, and neither do the drunk guys. What we do know is that when they woke up the next morning, hopping around their hotel room was a penguin. One guy said to the other, "Mate, was there a penguin in our room?" CCTV had all the answers, and that showed that these guys first set a fire extinguisher off in the shark enclosure. After that, they decided they wanted to take a swim with some dolphins. Sometime later, they were in the penguin enclosure, and that's where they found a penguin named Dirk. They liked Dirk and decided to sneak him out of the place. Once in their hotel room, they took some selfies with Dirk, and then the drunks collapsed. The pair were arrested and had to pay around $1,000 in fines. Dirt was returned, and SeaWorld's main concern was that those guys were pretty close to jumping into the polar bear enclosure, and that would have been what you call a mortal selfie. Number 7. It seemed like a good fit. In 2017, a British family had taken their small child to see an exhibit that was an 800-year-old sandstone coffin. It's believed that this coffin had once been the resting place of a British monk. Obviously, you're not supposed to touch something that old, but the family wanted to take a pretty morbid photo of their child lying in the thing. That didn't end well, and the coffin fell over, breaking a part of it. The family was still at large, but the good news is the cost of fixing the coffin was only $130. Number 6. Parental guidance. In 2014, a sculpture called Angel in Waiting, created by a famous Chinese artist, was on show at the Shanghai Museum of Glass. This thing had been painstakingly put together with tiny fragments of glass, and it took the artist 27 months to complete. What happened next is beyond belief. 2 mothers of 2 boys took their little angels to see the sculpture, but then asked the boys to go and play with it. The mothers actually videoed this. Not surprisingly, the kids brought the whole thing down and it smashed into small pieces, rendering it completely unfixable. The kids actually yanked the precious artwork from the wall as the mothers kept their smartphones trained on it. The media didn't say how much the sculpture was worth, but given that the artist was well known and the fact that it took over 2 years to make, we're thinking it was worth many thousands. Number 5. Bananagate. At an exhibition in Miami in 2019, there was one piece of art that had boggled the minds of many. And that's because the artwork consisted of a banana duct taped to a wall. This piece of transcendent art was the brainchild of an Italian artist named Maurizio Catalan. And yeah, you might be thinking that you could have created that, but somehow a French collector actually bought the work for $120,000. One day, a man was walking by this piece of art when he decided to take the banana off the wall and eat it. Now only the wall was left, and so did that mean the thing was destroyed? Well, what is even more confounding is that the museum said it wasn't a big problem because a new banana could replace the one in the man's stomach. The guy was pulled aside, but he never was charged with a crime. The artist has since done another banana on wall work, and that one was sold for $150,000. And let's remember that the art consists of a single, normal, garden variety banana and a bit of tape. Please don't ask us why this is happening because frankly we have no idea. Here at the infographics show we have bananas taped on all the office walls and so far we have no buyers. Now for just some really expensive damage. Number 4. We just needed a hug. In 2018 an American family took their child to an exhibition held at Tomahawk Ridge Community Center in Kansas. Everything was going well until their young son saw a statue and decided to give it a hug. What happened next is the thing fell over and broke into pieces, although thankfully the child wasn't hurt. The bad news is that the statue called Aphrodite to Kansas City was valued at $130,000, and it was smashed so badly that it could not be repaired. So who was at fault? The parents said not them because something that valuable should have had a guardrail around it. The city and the artist thought differently, but we're not sure if that family ever had to pay any money. This is what the mother said about the hug. Maybe my son hugged a torso because he's a loving, sweet, nice boy who just graduated from preschool. Number 3, the souvenir taker. We're going to call the cost of this priceless. It happened in 2008, and a Finnish tourist had traveled all the way to that place we call Easter Island. And we're sure you all know that this place is famous for those giant head statues that are known as moai. Well, there's something like 900 of these statues on the island, and they date back 1,000 years. To say the least, they are a monumental achievement and currently a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We're quite sure that every...
Hey Dad, check it out. I've been learning the Simply guitar and I already know how to play 3 chords. Please, what can you do with 3 chords? You know there's like a ton of country songs you can play knowing only 3 chords, right?
Every single one of our intelligent viewers would know that you don't mess with these things. But that Finnish tourist might have been a few fries short of a Happy Meal. The tourist went up to one of the statues and decided that he wanted to take a piece home with him as a souvenir. He yanked at the ear and indeed bits came off, if not in small fragments. The guy was caught and he was looking at a 7-year prison sentence. But it seems the authorities were lenient and fined him just $17,000. If you think that's a lot, keep watching. Number 2. The painting needed my input. In 2012, a Polish man was visiting the Tate Modern Gallery in London. What the museum didn't know is that this guy had come to do some of his own handiwork. His plan was to improve a very famous painting called Black on Maroon. The painting was created in 1958 by an American artist named Mark Rothko. And while it might look rather dull to some observers, it's actually worth $15 to $20 million. That Polish man walked up to it and scrawled over the artwork his name, the number 12, and words a potential piece of yellowism. The gallery wasn't exactly impressed with his addition, and the Polish guy was prosecuted. He ended up spending 18 months in a British prison. After his release, the guy said, "I apologize to the British people for what I did.
Okay.
I suppose I wanted to change the art."
Okay, day 22, everyone.
Can be removed, but large holes and rips are problematic. Since 19 really works, and good of damaged art will lose in value, was not charged. It said it typically might depreciate 10 to 20%.
Okay, now we're on day 21. I can't believe it. I wasn't expecting to make it this far. I thought I would have died on day 19
But it could be in the
from a high height.
end of the road.
Okay, that's not a joke, still.
It could happen in an instant without warning, or it could be a long, dragged-out process, leaving a person with plenty of time to reflect on their life. Samuel Butler, an English author who lived in the 1800s, once said, "If life must not be taken too seriously, then so neither must death." This quote brings us halfway to today's topic, about an end that may be one of the better ways to exit the world. Welcome to this episode of the Infographic Show, Death by Laughing. A friend tells you a joke and you laugh. Then they tell you a really funny joke and you laugh so hard you fall over. And then there's the funniest joke of all, the one that made you laugh yourself to death. This is, of course, just a figure of speech. I mean, if you had really died laughing, you wouldn't be able to tell people about it, as you'd be lying 6 feet under in a wooden box. But can you really die from laughing? Actually, if you laugh hard enough, then it is possible to kill yourself. It can happen due to stress on the body when in hysterical laughter. Some of the ways include ruptured brain aneurysm, collapsed lung leading to suffocation, heart attack, strangulated hernia which cuts off blood flow to vital organs, asphyxiation, seizure, or stroke. None of those circumstances sound very funny at all. So what about some real cases? Ones where people have found themselves on the wrong side of a joke. When we started to research online, we were surprised to find there was more than we had expected. We looked at some of the more interesting cases to see what was discovered about the cause of death, beyond the joke that got these people laughing in the first place. Let's take a look. 5. Sisyphus was an ancient Greek philosopher, a huge man. He lived more than 200 years before Christ, and was known for his work in Stoicism, an ancient school of philosophy of personal ethics. This meant Sisyphus valued the qualities of his mind over everyday sensory pleasures, which made the story of his death somewhat comical in itself, as it involved plenty of
Hi everyone, this is our good friend Dorothy the dinosaur. Let's all say hi to Dorothy. Hi Dorothy!
Hey! Hello everybody, it's great to see you.
Now Dorothy, can you show us some of that groovy dancing that you do?
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Bum fruit salad doo doo doo, yummy yummy doo doo doo. Fruit salad doo doo doo, yummy yummy doo doo doo. Fruit salad. Quack 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 quack, quack a doodle doo, quack 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 quack, quack a doodle doo, quack 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 a doodle doo.
The history of thieves. In this book, the writer states that the pair was invented by a well-known thief named Gauchru de Paglioli. The writer explains that Paglioli used the device when robbing wealthy Parisians, although Calvi doesn't say that the victims had their jaws broken apart, only that it was used as a very...
Well, die with me, die with me. Oh, would you not dance with me? Die with me, die with me. To be honest, I'm just trying to make this as much stand as possible. Like, I'm trying to make this island, which used to be an island, but it's no longer an island. Why it's no longer an island? because now it's actually part of here. Also, I'm just thinking I will have to destroy those trees. We won't be using them, and I will be depositing of them in some way possible in the near future. It is really out of hand, and now he.
It's said that during medieval times, the pair was used to extract confessions from people accused of being witches.
Really
In this case, most
out
people
of
face the pair as
hand.
women. It doesn't take it
Dorothy, and when you know that that's with the Kuma. We can also finally cover up this now that we moved our farm. Oh yeah, guys, have I told you about my farm yet? Yeah. This farm's pretty cool, right? I know. Right. Back to terraforming. Die. Okay, now back to terraforming. It's really out of hand. Dorothy. I want you not to die with you. Dorothy.
This is what we feel about the pair of anguish when visiting folk museums.
Right, so yeah, we've pretty much expanded our land enough to the one in the Dorothy. You know, I'm actually thinking that's it for this whole area. I'm thinking if I go back in and get a lot of my wood, right? It's really out of sight. Dorothy. Would you like to dance with me? So yeah, we're on day 22. Yeah, this is it for this part, really.
Say that if a woman purposefully miscarried, she might also place the pair, but the location it was to be inserted was her vagina. As for a man, it might have been utilized by the pair, but the location was his anus. There seems to be little doubt that the pair of anguish was used by Greeks in Europe, but they were not employed by butchers in medieval times as up for debate. It's highly likely that the French Duke we talked about had his very own pair of anguish.
To you and Dorothy. Well, I'm gonna need a whole other stack of food.
Men and women's lower orifices in the Middle Ages was possibly an invention of propagandists writing in the 19th century about the terrible past. One historian writes that the surviving devices you can currently find around the world
Really out of sight. Dorothy. Oh, would you like to dance with me? Could do the one, the Dorothy. Also, yeah, I know they can just go there, but still.
Escape to the world of anime with the Funimation app, between both subs and dubs. You can stream it.
Anything past that wall is not my land, okay?
A rebellious gang of teenagers.
Anything this is dirt is my land. Anything this is sand is not my land, okay?
Cutting down trees, and after that, they find a rabbit warren and take a rabbit or two just because, well, because they feel like it. They take things
I did it!
They pickpocket a man and take
Also, I will be factoring my MOT water bucketing after this.
The last thing they do on this crime spree is mindlessly rack up fish.
Perfect.
Then hang up their gloves.
Now we're throwing our pork chop.
The next morning, as they
And I walk beef from the west coast and I'm cool.
in the late 17th
Right,
century,
where would I be? Oh yeah, practicing the MOT water bucketing. To the one that would be down.
Shoe polish was for shoes, not faces. They could have also been hanged for cutting down trees.
Huh?
Shooting a rabbit, stealing something worth about 5 shillings or $40 today. And they could have also been that destruction job on the fish farm. Some of those offenses, you will no doubt agree, are not exactly.
We are not with a story.
When will T-Series reach 200 million subscribers?
Oh my god, guys, we did it! We did it! I know it wasn't that high, but still.
On YouTube, which if views are up, get a video checking that out, and I'm information. So social blame, the fact that it's happening this year.
It's really
What do you call a man with no body and no nose? Nobody knows.
If you was to go to jail today, what do your friends think you would go to jail for? So I want you to share this to your friends, see what they say.
Hello everybody, I'm sweating guys, I haven't got my arm yet, the fan on yet.
We got a number one imposter royale among us. We about to get sus. Get sus. A crewmate on the ship right now just wiped out electrical. Sign just got killed. I report him. Now we're voting green out. Now the imposter sabotaging. Look at the map, got a reactor. Take me to admin to do card swipe today. You can take me to storage, but not med bay. I really love to come venting with you. We can be saucy buckers. We got a number one
degree royale, yeah, Fortnite, about to get down, take care from the world right now, just hey, call me so I can do this time. Take 23. You got that number one degree royale, yeah, Fortnite, we're about to get down, take care of the world right now, just like that to number one. You know, I finally have plans what the second floor is gonna be. The second floor is gonna be like an enclosure. Okay, no, it's not gonna be in it. We got that number one degree royale, yeah, Fortnite, we're about.
I might just be a monster.
We're continuing with our Euro 2020 round of 16 predictions. So we're going to be using these 3 packs to see if we can predict the score between the Netherlands and Czech Republic. As usual, every sticker is worth a goal for that team. So we'll see what we can get the score to by the end of the packs. So let's go through the Swedish stickers. We've got a Wales, they are out of class. And nothing in that first pack, so 0-0 so far.
In the Mark 3, take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite today. I really want to. Shut up. Oh.
And then we've got a Russian sticker. It looked like Phil Foden from my angle until I revealed it.
I really want to. Shut the fuck up. I really want to talk with you. Yeah, my nans will interfere with other people's nans, but still. Fatty fatty boom boom, fatty fatty boom boom, fatty fatty. Fatty fatty boom boom, fatty fatty boom. Fatty fatty boom boom, fatty fatty boom boom, fatty fatty boom boom, fatty fatty. I did it for the achievement, okay guys? Number one degree royale, you understand me, so good. I enjoyed it so much, I was just sad that it went in a bucket. The sister died, now I'm expanding my own land. Now I'm in the Pleasant Park Street, next to the market. Take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite too. Hey, guys. I really want to just talk with you, cause I really want to talk with you. I really want to.
Get a light. Get fair. Roblox sex. Who asked? I don't like you. Get a light. Get fair.
Say hit the floor, say hit the floor, say hit the floor.
I don't like you. Roses are red, violets are blue. I have 5 fingers. The middle one is for you. Get a light. Get fair. Roblox sex. Who asked? I don't like you. Roses are red, violets are blue. I have 5 fingers. The middle one is for you. Get hair. Rob loves sex. Who asked?
And bring to the bun.
I don't like you.
I love you so much.
5 fingers. The middle one.
So much it hurts. Bring to the bun.
Get a life. Get hair.
No.
Rob loves sex. Who asked?
Everybody saying, bring to the bun.
I don't like you.
Love you.
Are red, violets are blue.
Blue.
I have 5 fingers. The middle one is for you.
Everybody bend. Bring to the bun.
Get a life. Get hair.
Ding 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 ding. Listen, I said I was gonna stay. I said I wasn't going to interfere with their land, but I actually made an agreement with them that I could remove all of the land here for like farming reasons. So this is gonna be the biggest farm we ever had. Or should I say the biggest rain we ever had? Biggest rain we ever had. 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 Okay, so it's here. Everybody sings to the well. Go. D to the 1, to the 1, to the 3, and I break, and I break tweet. Right, now we need to plan this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for farming reasons, I'm gonna have to remove every other block here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then this is to be the final area. So then land after here won't be mine, so I'll just cover it up. Oh, actually, perfect. You know, need a bit more. I still have 4 diorite, don't worry. I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. Okay, right, so then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have an excuse to use the rest of this sand and use it like that as a platform start. And I've pretty much already got it from there. So then 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would actually be my final one, so let's see. Oh yeah, I've... Hey, is that from here? Yes, that's from here. I'm gonna just fill up this whole area. Perfect. Wait, what am I really that dumb? No. To make it equal here, now it can be this section as well.
got a number one imposter Royale.
When I get bored, I play with my balls. They keep me entertained all night. They glow and stick to the ceiling. I play catch with my balls.
What?
Okay, right, so now I just need to fill this whole area in, I guess. Oh, yeah.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm dead! I think I'm dead! Oh, time's going by really slow and my heart's beating backwards.
What makes you think your heart's beating backwards?
Well, normally it goes boop boop, and now it's going boop boop.
Are you having any other symptoms?
I can see sound. I can hear colors. What's the guy's on his shit?
Sir, have you taken any illegal substances?
No! I just ate a brownie that a drug addict gave me, but that ain't got nothing to do with my emergency.
Well, what's your emergency, sir?
I measured my butt crack 3 times and it was longer each time. I'm splitting into 2 people. Ooh! There's like 17 more brownies on that plate. I'm gonna finish them off and call you back.
Try not to sing along. No humming, no lip syncing, no singing, no dancing.
Oh, yeah, I got more. Me down in the deep and the windows numb. I'm sorry, I had to sing.
Send this to someone you hate. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, I hope you get hit by a car. Nobody likes you, so shut up. I wish for you to have bad luck. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, I'll be the one driving the car.
Send it to your siblings. Send it right now. Okay.
Why you always in the mood? Dancing around like a bad dude. Why you gotta be in the mood? You try to think cool. Man, I'm not playing by the wheels. Baby, I look better in the room. Why you always in the mood?
Send it right now. Okay.
Why you always in the mood? Dancing around like a bad mood. Why you gotta be in the mood? I'm trying to think cool. Man, I'm not playing by the wheels. Baby, I'm the better in the mood. Why I'm always...
Send it to your siblings. Send it right now. Okay.
Why you always in the mood? Dancing around like a bad mood. Why you gotta be in the mood? I'm trying to play cool. Man, I'm not playing by the wheels. Baby, I'm in the mood.
Send it to your siblings. Send it right now.
No.
Okay.
Why you always in the mood? Dancing around like a bad mood. Why you gotta be in the mood? You're trying to play cool. Man, I'm not playing by the wheels. Baby, I'm in the mood.
Send it to your siblings. Send it right now. Okay.
Why you always in the mood? That's wild like a bad mood. Why you gotta be in the mood? I'm trying to play cool. Man, I'm not playing by the wheels. Baby, I can better in the mood. Why you always in the mood?
Send it right now.
Okay. Why you always in the mood? Dashing around like a bad mood. Why you gotta be in the mood? I'm trying to play cool. Man, I'm not playing by the wheels. Baby, I can better in the mood.
Send it to your siblings. Send it right now.
Okay. Why you always in the mood? Dashing around like a bad mood. Why you gotta be in the mood? Something cool. Man, I'm not playing by the wheels. Baby, I can better in the mood.
Send it to your siblings. Send it right
No.
now. Okay.
Well, why you always in the mood? Dashing around like a bad mood. Baby.
Telling me what I should do if I'm feeling my food.
Send it to your siblings. Send it right now. Okay.
Why you always in the mood and dancing around like a bad mood? Why you gotta be in the mood?
Here's how to make grilled cheese dippers. Cut all the crust off your bread, then roll it out flat with a rolling pin. Place a square of your favourite cheese on the bread, then roll it out nice and tightly. Melt some butter in a frying pan and toast each side of bread until golden. And that's it. I dip mine in tomato soup. Here's how to make grilled cheese dippers. Cut all the crust off your bread, then roll it out flat with a rolling pin. Place a square of your favourite cheese on the bread, then roll it out nice and tightly. Melt some butter in a frying pan and toast each side of bread until golden. And that's it. I dip mine in tomato soup. Here's how to make grilled cheese dippers. Cut all the crust off your bread, then roll it out flat with a rolling pin. Place a square of your favourite cheese on the bread, then roll it out nice and tightly. Melt some butter in a frying pan and toast each side of bread until golden. And that's it. I dip. Draw a circle if you hate Charlie.
This picture is...
Draw a circle if you hate Charlie. Wait, what if I lose followers? Draw a circle if you hate. What if I lose followers? JK left me. Oh. Draw a circle if you hate Charlie. Wait, what if I lose followers? JK left me. Oh. Draw a circle.
This picture is not what you think it is. It looks like a fish on a plate, but try turning your phone to the right.
No, it doesn't.
You'll see that it's actually a woman's face. Send this to a friend once you see it. This picture is not what you think it is. It looks like a fish on a plate, but try turning your phone to the right, and you'll see that it's actually...
What would you do if this happened to me?
Do not tell me that not all teachers do this. You're doing PE in the rain, and you're absolutely freezing. You feel like your hands are going to get cut off. Your cheeks are red and your lips are blue. So you decide to go up to your very smart teacher that will give you good advice.
And you know, right?
Miss, I'm told
I just
my
use
teacher
a
is
singular circle, right? To do all the farming.
Oh, don't be silly. It's not cold. It's only -5 degrees today. I'm not cold, and you shouldn't be cold either. Go do 5 laps on the field, and you'll warm up in no time. Miss Girl, if it's not cold, then don't think I saw you before the lesson putting 5 jumpers, 2 coats, and a hat. I am not dumb. Do not tell me that not all teachers do this. You're doing PE in the rain, and you're absolutely freezing. You feel like your hands are going to get cut off. Your cheeks are red and your lips are blue. So you decide to go up to your very smart...
Look, guys, we are farming, alright?
Inside, because I feel like I'm going to freeze to death. And this would be their reply. Oh, don't be silly, it's not cold. It's only -5 degrees today. I'm not cold, and you shouldn't be cold either. Go do 5 laps on the field, and you'll warm up in no time. Miss Girl, if it's not cold, then don't think I saw you before the lesson putting 5 jumpers.
Call me in the morning, I'll be on the way.
Do not like this video. I'll be right back. Do not like this video. I'll be right back. Did you just like it? Well then, try not to comment. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Did you touch the...
Hey.
You don't listen to crap, do you? Did you just share? That's it, you're going down, fatty. Do not like this video. I'll be right back. Did you just like it? Well then, try...
Dude, Why is bacon called bacon and cookies called cookies if you cook bacon and bake cookies?
Right? Who's on now? I'm trying to sleep.
Do clothes in China just say made down the road?
I don't know. The government says we can't leave our house anymore because all the questions he asks is a threat to society. I mean, look at Jimmy. He's out with a couch.
Look at our oh yeah, guys, have you seen my new farm yet? Yeah. In fact, now that I can place just one singular piece of dirt right down here, right? Farms are going to be way easier. All I need to do is just go down to my newest water source, do that, count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, dig another hole, right, go back to it, right, rinse and repeat.
Simon
1,
says
2.
follow me. Comment
1,
hello.
2, 3, 4.
Simon says copy link. You will lose this game if Simon says. Simon says like this video. Simon says follow me.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then here should be the final one.
You will lose this game if Simon says. Simon says like this video.
Why? Because
Simon says follow me. Comment hello. I only said it for my best friend got so weirdly obsessed with me that she even plotted to kill my boyfriend. So at the time, me and this girl, let's just call her Olivia, had only been friends for about 2 years.
Call me what you want, call me what you need, call me what you want, and call me what you need, call me what you want, call me what you need, call me what you want, and call me what you need, call me what you want, call me what you need, call me what you want, and call me what you need, call me what you want, call me what you need, call me when you want, and call me when you need, call me when you want, call me when you need, call me when you want, and call me what you need, call me when you want, call me what you need, kill me what you want, and kill me what you need, kill me what you want, kill me what you need, kill me what you want, and kill me what I need, tell me what I really want.
He had till tonight to leave me, or he wouldn't see another day. Then we hear a knock at the door.
Okay guys, oh yeah, have I told you about my plans to expand the farm yet? Well guess what, we are expanding the farm, okay? Wait, we don't even need that hole. So guys, our ultra mega farm is completed. And we're almost at the end of day 20.
But honestly, I just thought of it as a joke.
And we're almost at the end of day 22. But what we are at is the end of the stream, everyone. Bye!
Here's what's gonna happen if you follow